Good afternoon on what is a cool, grey and cloudy day. It is Thursday the 6th of June and I'm in the reading up with a nice hot cup of tea. And a box to continue unboxing. And what I've got in here is this, a copy of Operation Biting by Max Hastings, the 1942 parachute assault to capture Hitler's radar. Now this is kind of almost a coincidence in a number of ways, because I got hold of a copy of Saul David's new book Sky Warriors, which deals with the British parachute regiment's operations in World War II, and then you suddenly have this book coming out, which is a look at the first operation carried out by the British paratroopers in World War II. So probably it's a case of I shall read this book sort of like then whether to read this before or after the other one, because it focuses on one particular operation in more detail. That said, also it's June the 6th is today. It's the 80th anniversary of D-Day. So I'm doing an unboxing of a book about World War II. That's just purely a coincidence, I absolutely assure you. Anyway, so Operation Biting was one of the most thrilling British Special Forces raids of World War II, and probably the most successful. In February 1942, RAF intelligence was baffled by a newly identified radar network on the coast of Nazi-occupied Europe, codenamed Würzburg. The brilliant scientist, Dr. R.V. Jones, proposed an assault to capture key components. The nearest accessible enemy set stood upon a steep cliff at Bruneville in Normandy. Winston Churchill enthused, as did Lord Lewis Mountbatten, Chief of Combined Operations. A combined company of newly formed airborne forces was committed to the operation, which took place on the night of 28th February. Amid heavy snow, 120 men landed, some of whom were misdropped almost 2 miles from their objective. They nonetheless launched the assault, dismantled the German radar, and after 3 nail-biting hours in France and a fierce battle with Wehrmacht defenders, escaped in the nick of time by landing craft across stormy seas to Portsmouth. Max Hastings recounts this clever-hanging tale in a wealth of previously unchronicled detail. He portrays its remarkable personalities in the Boffin, R.V. Jones, the Peacock, Mountbatten, the troubled husband of Daphne du Maurier, Major General Roy Browning, who commanded the airborne division, Colonel Remy, the French secret agent whose men reconnoitred Bruneville at mortal risk, Major John Frost, who led the Paris into action, Charlie Cox, the little RAF technician who stripped the Würzburg and became an unexpected hero, Wing Commander Charles Pickard, a legendary bomber pilot who led the drop squadron. Seldom have so many fascinating personalities been brought together to fulfill a mission that became a front-page triumph in a season of British defeats. Taking us from the war room to boots on the ground action and recounting the Hastings signature best-selling style, Operation Biting tells a story that has become almost forgotten, yet deserves to rank among the epic tales of courage and daring that took place during the greatest conflict in history. So there we go. So we open up. We have image of some of the men who made the mission. And see, it is signed, as it says on the front. We've got the bibliography of the author, quite a large number of books, most of them history books, some on dealing with particular aspects of journalism and so on, as he was a journalist and editor. Then we're into the contents page. And list of illustrations, quite extensive, as you can see. And then we're into the introduction. And there are footnotes rather than endnotes. And then interesting note about timing. In the 1942, continental clocks were set an hour ahead of British ones as they are today. So, there's a bit of a time switch between, going back and forth between the continent and the United Kingdom. So not necessarily very much to see. I see there's a diagram at some point here. So I'm going to flip forward a bit, see if I can find something interesting for you. So there is a map overview of the region. Sort of just general region I kind of know well. In the south of England. It's one of the maps. There are other maps in here, I know, because I did a flick through just now. So we have a better map of this place, basically the mission area. And a more topographical image as a map as well. And then we're into photographs. Essentially, that's basically the photograph of Würzburg as seen. And basically, you can see sort of like the installation down there, and that's the house where it's actually being controlled. There's the Men of Sea Company who made the drop. Some of the characters involved. And image essentially of the drop zone and the area of operations. Basically, the flotilla of motor torpedo boats, essentially that protected the transports coming back. Basically, we've got paratroopers under training there. And so some of the men who are utterly returned. So heavily photographed as well. It was an important victory at the time, both technically and morally. And flip forward. So morally, as you can see, you've got some of the headlines from the newspapers of the time, praising the mission. And then essentially we've got the orders for the battle, the operation included, and the order of battle for the troops. After report of the mission, after action report. And reports on actually technology that was captured. Including some of the photographs taken. So that's actually quite a lengthy appendix, actually. And then we've got the acknowledgements. References and notes on sources. So on. Further bibliography for the book. Index. And so on. And at the back, of course, you've got the images of the German troops stationed there, and then the author's blurb inside that cover. So, yeah, that is Operation Biting by Max Hastings. That's the reading queue. I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings of the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game, or in this case a history book, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook, and we'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.